Good morning, it's Friday the 24th of August 2001 and we're on another weekend break in northern France, just outside of St Malo, and we've come to the Chateau de Bonavent, which is about 12 kilometres east of St Malo, and a beautiful long driveway up to the chateau right in the distance there. I don't know whether we can see anything, but let's just see. Anyway, we're off to have a look around St Malo, and then who knows where we will go, but we'll have some shots of the actual chateau in a few minutes. We've moved on from the chateau and we've come into the port of St Malo, which is about 12 kilometres from the chateau, and we're on the waterfront obviously, and we've just come to have a look at the old walled city behind the ramparts. Cars parked in this little car park, and it looks quite interesting. A lovely display of flowers here. We're now inside the walled ramparts, and there's a bit of a sort of street market, etc. going on, but it's very, very pleasant. The temperature is quite cool at the moment. It's probably up in the low 60s, mid 60s, but very pleasant. Train which you can obviously have a ride on, but obviously it's actually, by the look of it, a refuge collection vehicle. Not that I particularly want to film it, but at least it's better than having noisy dust carts around. Well, we've just walked down this street here and just panning around.
Si on est passé par là, mais envoyez le truc là-bas.
The fact the walls are very close together, the houses are very close together, doesn't allow the sun to really get in, so it's quite cool at the moment. We've just moved up onto the ramparts for a few minutes. Let's have a quick view. Very nice. We just moved around the corner, and this is just the general view of the port. A lot of people coming in. I don't know whether there's a ferry or they've just probably come off these coaches that are in the distance there. Of course, you have a number of ferries coming in from both the UK and from the Channel Islands, and in fact from Ireland as well. Just moved on round to the seaward side of the rampart, and there's a ferry going out there. Getting still a little bit misty here. A few people can see on the small little beach here. Very nice. The ferry just in the distance, it's going out. Little fortified island there as a protection to people coming in the harbour. And there's a sort of diving platform here. I don't know if you can pick it up. Just moving on a little further. Still on the ramparts. Another nice little beach here, a group of 3 people that I don't quite know, but
That's full of oranges.
Driving on the road and it's orange.
Orange trees, lemon trees. Lovely. It's a shame that they...
We've moved inland now from St Malo, and we've moved to the small historic town of Dinan, which is about 20 kilometres inland from St Malo, and just have a look around. Very old timbered building, creaking under the weight of several hundred years of age, I would imagine. A lot of timbered buildings, I understand, with very high buildings and very narrow streets to keep it cool in the summer, and look at it now. The temperature's really got up now. It's we saw 27 degrees centigrade, which is what in the low 80s. But at the coast there was quite a nice breeze, but now the breeze is gone. It's very warm and no air. Just moving on more or less into the centre of the old town. As you can see, there's a lot of timbered buildings. It's very nice over there. Just moving on again. Very old buildings. The town seems quite old.
Lucy.
Good morning. It's Saturday morning, and we've travelled to the small fishing port of Carl, which is maybe sort of 15 kilometres east of St Malo, which is, as I say, a small fishing port. Very quaint, and a lot of oyster beds in this area. We just walked out onto the fishing pier, And as you can see, there are several small trawlers that have moored up here, probably been out overnight. So very pleasant. Weather, as you can see, is beautiful again, and reportedly it's going to be up in the 30s again today. We've travelled on from Concal along the coast about another 20 kilometres to Mont Saint-Michel. Tide's receding, and we can walk across the causeway and have a look around. Whether we go to the top or not remains to be seen, but very imposing by the look of it. Anyway, let's have a look. As you can see, we're now inside the walls of the Mont Saint-Michel, and it's absolutely packed with tourists. We've come out of the place really because it's just absolutely packed. Too many people, too small a space, and it just was uncomfortable. However, you can see there's a sea mist coming in, which is giving the place a bit of an eerie sort of sense, and starting to envelop the spire there. A beautiful spot, too many tourists. It's Sunday morning, the 26th of August, and just a few shots of the chateau where we're staying. You might remember seeing the actual entrance we videoed a couple of days ago, down there in the distance, and we've got this long drive of about 400 or 500 yards leading up to the chateau, which is directly behind me, as you'll see as I'm turning. Rather nice, rather spectacular. And that is obviously the main chateau. There are some very expensive, luxurious rooms in there. However, we actually stayed in this small sort of converted barn on the right there, which had something like 10 or 12 bedrooms in there. But it's very nice, very luxurious. The food is actually exceptional, and I can thoroughly recommend it for anybody that would like a few days break over here. let's go and have a little bit closer look. Adjacent to the chateau is this small lake where we think a lot of soil, etc. was excavated in order to build up the gardens. But the building in front here, that sort of central block of windows under the eaves of the roof, that is where we had our room overlooking this lake, which is very nice, and obviously the chateau just a few yards away in the background. After 3 days of very hot weather, probably up in the mid-80s, Sunday morning is a lot cooler, a lot cloudier, and in fact we're having a few light showers of rain. Very, very pleasant. Moving up to the base of the chateau of Wendy and the car, and that's the block we were staying in. And behind us we have the chateau.
Can I take your key from you, Wendy?
Moving to the rear of the chateau, we have obviously the view down over the lake that we looked at a few minutes ago, and we have a built-up garden and the rear of the chateau. Again, very nice, and a little terrace there where we've had evening drinks. Very smart, very nice indeed. Apparently there originally was a castle here, built in the 4th century and owned by a Scottish prince who was eventually murdered by pirates that came into the port of Cloncarl, where we were yesterday. But the chateau was constructed, we understand, in about the 16th century by an aristocrat who was granted it and granted the lands from the French crown, and it's been owned by them until the early 30s, when they died out and their children didn't want to take it on, and it sort of fell into some disrepair. But it apparently did not fall into German hands during the war. I don't know why, but then about 10 years ago it was bought by a holiday company who started renovating it, and then the current management bought it out about 5 years ago and have obviously invested a lot of money and time and have really, put it back into pristine condition, and it's very, very nice. Hello. It's Sunday the 23rd of September, and we're in Venice on Splendour of the Seas, the Royal Caribbean line, and we are just leaving port, having this morning flown out from Gatwick at 7:30, although an hour or so late, direct to Venice, and We're now sailing south on the Adriatic. It's been a foul day, pouring with rain. We got soaking wet at the airport, wet again at the dockside, and it's now getting on for 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and as you can see the weather is pretty overcast and very dull, and the light is starting to go already. Just going past this other cruise ship, the Seven Seas Navigator, which looks very smart indeed. And down there is the more famous part of Venice. We've come from like a cruise terminal over there, and are now moving along the very front of the waterfront of Venice. Ideally it could be a lot brighter to give you a flavour. A gondola, they really do exist. Not quite the weather for it. And here we are passing St Mark's Square. Throng of people taking photographs of us as we take photographs of them. Tuesday morning, and a little bit misty, but we're just about to enter into the harbour of Piraeus, which is the port for Athens. We're now looking at Athens in the distance here, and we should be going on a tour of Athens, the various historical sites there, and the National Museum. It's getting pretty warm. The temperatures are predicted to be up in the low 90s, and humidity is quite high as well. So let's see. As you can see, we are virtually alongside in the port of Piraeus, and appears to be a very active port. A lot of shipping around. I assume some of them are cruise boats. But, seems to be quite a tidy and well organised port. We've obviously left the ship, driven in on the tour bus to Athens, and as you can see in the distance here is the Acropolis, but we've actually stopped at the site of the original Olympic Stadium. This was rebuilt in late 1800s for the first Olympic Games of the modern times in 1896. Everything is marble, and at the moment it's beautiful. We will be seeing the Acropolis a lot closer later on, but gives you a little bit of a flavour of the place. The temperature has shot up, there's no wind, and I certainly guess it's in the low to mid 90s at the moment. We were filming from up there, and we've now come down to find the floor level, and give you some idea of the size with the people in the distance there. And back to the tour bus. We're now at the foot of the Acropolis. As you can see up on the hill, it's quite a climb up there. It's quite high. We certainly have not got time to go up there, especially as it's now very hot. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon, and certainly the temperature feels like it's in the 90s with pretty high humidity. we've just climbed just a little bit higher to the sort of the very outer walls, and I can't really tell you too much about it. Obviously you can see some of it is under renovation. And up here obviously is the Acropolis itself. Good morning, it's Wednesday morning, and we've travelled overnight from Athens to Kusadasi on the Mediterranean coast of Turkey. It's now about 11 o'clock in the morning. We docked fairly early this morning, and shortly we're going to have a little walk into those shops you can see in the distance, and maybe have a cup of coffee or something. But beautiful morning, temperature up in the low 70s, very fresh, and as you can see we have another cruise ship that's in alongside us. The sea is beautiful and calm, very nice indeed. So let's go and have a little further look around, shall we? We've obviously just moved outside onto the dockside. Just a quick look at the splendour of the seas, which we're on. And obviously you can see Wendy and Ron and Doreen just walking down, and adjacent to us is this other huge cruise ship, the Costa Atlantique, which is somewhat larger than even our own ship. And the spend of the seas is 69,500 tons, and that's pretty big. It's quite astounding, really. We have the Costa ship, then our own ship, and another Costa ship, and then a Greek ship. And just looking on around the harbour, this little island here is called Pigeon Island, a little castle on there, linked with a causeway. Some large statue up on the crest of the hill there. And lots of cafes and tavernas around the immediate locality. Let's go and see. We've obviously just moved into the town, and part of the sort of a bazaar area, I'd say. It's Wendy and Doreen and Ron up there. Interestingly, as one walks by each little shop, one is put under some pressure to go in and buy, and everyone's trying to give you a big bargain, and a little bit under pressure, but you just have to keep saying no and basically ignore them. And they go away. We have just, for example, bought 10 pairs of gents' socks, and this cost us a fiver. He wanted £10 to start with, and we offered a £5, and we got them for £5. Anyway, we'll walk a little bit further. We've just returned from our little shopping trip into Kusadasi. The temperature's easing up. I suppose it's in the low 80s now. And that big cruise ship, Costa Atlantica, is just leaving, as you can see. It's just gone 6 o'clock in the evening, and we're now leaving Kusadasi, and we'll be making our way overnight to Crete and the city of Erkelon, where we'll spend all day tomorrow. I don't know what building that is, but it looks pretty big from this distance. Just a general view of the bay that we're in. It's been a beautiful day today, not a cloud in the sky. The temperature's been up in the high 70s, but not too hot. Anyway, let's go to Crete. Good morning, it's Thursday, and here we are in the Aegean Sea at the port of Erkelon in Greece. Beautiful day, rather windy, but very comfortable. Some local ferry just leaving, and we'll just have a look around from the ship because it's rather a long way from the ship into the town, and we're only here, surprisingly, for about 5 or 6 hours. We have yet another ferry leaving Erkelon. It's pretty windy, as you can see. We've moved up to one of the top decks of the ship, and I'll just quickly pan around to show you the view. This is the breakwater we're moored up against. A small cruise ship in front, and as you can see, that just streaks off into the distance. Pardon me. Over there in front of us we have the local airport. And far end of the island as we can sit.
Bye, service.
Service trains, folks.